science-based standards for articles of food. It also regulates their manufacture, storage, distribution, sale and import to ensure availability of safe and wholesome food for human consumption. From the biggest of cities to the rural hinterland, in every corner of India, the food that is packaged, processed or even imported by food business operators needs an FSSAI license or registration before it is made available to the public. All FBOs in the country too need an FSSAI license that their food products comply with the required standards. The FSSAI standards are developed through a comprehensive and rigorous process conducted by a scientific committee and 21 specialized scientific panels. 286 experts from esteemed organizations like ICMR, CSIR, ICAR, IITs and other institutions specializing in food safety and nutrition serve on these panels. FSSAI sets global standards and collaborates with international food regulatory authorities to improve food standards and address key issues. These standards are enforced by FSSAI through regular surveillance, monitoring, inspection, and random sampling of food products. Testing of food for compliance with the safety standards happens across a nationwide grid of connected laboratories. Food Safety on Wheels is an innovative step that takes food testing labs to the doorsteps of the consumers and FBOs. FSSAI also has a robust mechanism for handling consumer complaints and concerns. Over the years, the apex regulatory body has transformed itself from an enforcer to an enabler. Since 2017, the FSSAI has trained more than 1.9 million food handlers. New initiatives like digital payment gateways for licensing and registration fees and online modification facilities have created a positive ecosystem for the food sector. In a bid to empower citizens with knowledge, bring about behavioral changes and encourage healthier habits nationwide, the FSSAI is spearheading the impactful Eat Right India movement. This game-changing initiative with a holistic approach towards food safety has touched and protected every section of the society. The FSSAI is present in every walk of our life in its myriad forms. It fulfills its mandate of keeping India safe. In the process, it has become a movement, a benevolent force that touches, adapts, and protects every section of the society. The healthy, happy, smiling Indian goes about her and his daily chores while the invisible FSSAI shield wraps the country in a protective sheath. The mighty Kavach that keeps the country safe from foodborne sickness and diseases, realizing the vision of Swasth Bharat.
Besides offering tasty food at affordable prices, it also provides employment to millions of people. Implementing FSSAI standards will enhance public trust in these vendors and strengthen their livelihoods. Kautilya, ancient India's most original thinker, described food adulteration, making it a punishable act. Other civilizations, the Egyptians, Babylonians, and Greeks, developed techniques that prevented spoilage and contamination. For 13 centuries, food safety meant preventing adulteration. A law promulgated by King John of England in 1202 AD is the first recorded instance of regulations on price, weight, and quality of bread and beer. With industrialization, food production scaled up, moved out of the home, became a tradable commodity, and therefore required regulation. In some countries, landmark legislations made food safer, addressed food adulteration and misbranding. In the 1900s, nations began to realize the link between foodborne diseases and mortality rates. In the aftermath of World War II, global cooperation became the buzzword, and soon food safety was a part of this conversation. NASA, the US Army labs and some private players developed the HACCP in the 1960s. It was to become the pivotal food safety preventive tool worldwide. Food and Agriculture Organization and World Health Organization led to the creation of the Codex Alimentarius Commission, or simply Codex, in 1963. Codex was designed to protect public health and ensure fair practices in the international food trade. India has a long history of Codex involvement. One of the first to sign up, India's engagement with Codex has only grown. India's food safety journey reflects both national and international concerns and her response to changing times. In line with emerging complexities, consolidation of laws became the motto for nations across the globe. From prevention to a risk-based approach on food safety, in India, the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 repealed all previous laws. In 2008, the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, or FSSAI, was established, swiftly becoming the single reference point for all food safety-related issues. FSSAI has consistently modernized and adapted its approach to global standards, keeping national requirements in mind. Today, India can proudly say that it has pioneered and paved the way for the world in evolving global food safety ecosystems.
Annam Parabrahma Swarupam.
Food is God's gift to us, reflecting the richness of its diversity. India's culinary traditions carry an opulent cultural heritage.
From aromatic spices of the south
To fresh mist of the east and all the sizzles and drizzles in between, Indian cuisine is truly a rainbow on the platter. According to ancient Indian philosophy, we are what we eat. Prime Minister Modi, in the 51st edition of his address to the people, Mann Ki Baat, highlighted that a strong nation is built on the foundation of healthy and hygienic food.
जब भारत स्वच्छ होगा, स्वस्थ होगा, तभी भारत समृद्ध भी होगा। अच्छे स्वास्थ्य के लिए सबसे आवश्यक है पौष्टिक भोजन।
India has a staggering 7,200,000 FPOs dotting its sprawling landscape, including large operating chains to street vendors. Ensuring food safety at this scale is a Herculean task. To tackle this massive challenge head-on, the Indian government introduced the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. This landmark legislation gave rise to the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, also known as FSSAI, an apex body entrusted with the responsibility of establishing science-based standards for food items and overseeing their production, storage, distribution, sale, and importation. Under the watchful wings of the FSSAI, a remarkable alliance thrives. A scientific committee and 21 panels comprised of over 200 experts from prestigious scientific institutions. These brilliant minds, guided by the Food Authority, tirelessly set new standards that strengthen the nation's food safety ecosystem. At the core of this comprehensive system lies the strength of 246 state-of-the-art food testing laboratories. Constantly vigilant, they form a bulwark against the perils of foodborne illnesses, ensuring the safety and well-being of the people. India proudly houses the world's largest network of mobile food testing laboratories, Food Safety on Wheels, which brings food testing facilities to the nation's remotest corners. FSSAI conducts regular surveillance drives through random sampling, with the focus on preventive healthcare and the vision of bringing about changes that are large-scale and sustained. The Eat Right India movement was launched in 2018. The transformative nationwide campaign seeks to educate consumers, revolutionize the conversation surrounding food safety and standards, and pave the way towards a healthier nation through initiatives like Eat Right Campus, Eat Right Schools, Eat Right Places of Worship, Eat Right Stations, Eat Right Street Food Hubs, Eat Right Fruit and Vegetable Markets. In less than a decade, FSSAI has embarked on a remarkable journey of transformation, transitioning from an enforcer to an enabler. Spearheading the evolution of India's food safety landscape, FSSAI has played a pivotal role in fulfilling the pledge of Swasth Bharat.
The mother knows what to look for in the nourishment she gives her child. Her awareness guarantees the safety of her baby. This grandmother also needs extra care. Her food too must be safe for her fragile health. From the birth of an individual to the well-being of an entire nation, there is a protective shield that ensures the safety and quality of every morsel that an Indian ingests. This defensive armor, the Kavach, protects and safeguards a populace that is 1/5 of all humanity. The FSSAI, or Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, established in September 2008, has worked relentlessly to fulfill its mandate for laying down science-based standards for articles of food. It also regulates their manufacture, storage, distribution, sale and import to ensure availability of safe and wholesome food for human consumption. From the biggest of cities to the rural hinterland, in every corner of India, the food that is packaged, processed or even imported by food business operators needs an FSSAI license or registration before it is made available to the public. All FBOs in the country too need an FSSAI license that their food products comply with the required standards. The FSSAI standards are developed through a comprehensive and rigorous process conducted by a scientific committee and 21 specialized scientific panels. 286 experts from esteemed organizations like ICMR, CSIR, ICAR, IITs, and other institutions specializing in food safety and nutrition serve on these panels. FSSAI sets global standards and collaborates with international food regulatory authorities to improve food standards and address key issues. These standards are enforced by FSSAI through regular surveillance, monitoring, inspection, and random testing the food for compliance with a movement. This game-changing initiative, with a holistic approach towards food safety, has touched and protected every section of the society. The The FSSAI is present in every walk of our life, in its myriad forms. It fulfills its mandate of keeping India safe. In the process, it has become a movement, a benevolent force that touches, adapts, and protects every section of the society. The healthy, happy, smiling Indian goes about her and his daily chores, while the invisible FSSAI shield wraps the country in a protective sheath. The mighty Kavach that keeps the country safe from foodborne sickness and diseases, realizing the vision of Swasth Bharat.
आज आपकी जिंदगी में कौन जीत रहा है, दिल या दिमाग? अच्छा, मजे की बात यह है कि दिल और दिमाग की इस कुश्ती की जरूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर दिमाग चाहे तो ऐसे ऐसे सिंपल तरीके निकाल सकता है जिससे दिल भी खुश और तंदुरुस्ती भी बरकरार। अगर रोज के खाने में तेल का इस्तेमाल कम करना है तो जितना तेल अभी आप डालते हैं उससे धीरे धीरे कम कीजिए, और फिर कुछ दिनों बाद और थोड़ा कम। और अगर नमक कम करना है तो भी यही, खाना पकाते समय नमक की मात्रा आप धीरे धीरे कम करते जाइए। और ऊपर से सैलेड, दही या फल पे नमक मत छिड़किए। चाय में चीनी लेते हैं, यानी कोई नहीं, लीजिए लीजिए, बस आधा चम्मच कम कर दीजिए, और कुछ दिन बाद समझ गया ना, क्योंकि तंदुरुस्ती दिल से ज्यादा दिमाग का खेल है। स्टार्ट रिड्यूसिंग योर इनटेक ऑफ शुगर, सॉल्ट एंड फैट फ्रॉम टुडे।
खरीदते समय पूरी बात देखिए ना, +F का निशान।
+F?
रोज के खाने में कई पौष्टिक तत्वों की कमी रह ही जाती है, इसलिए आटा, चावल, नमक, तेल और दूध खरीदते समय प्रोडक्ट पे +F के निशान पे नजर रखिए। इनमें विटामिन और आयरन जैसे तत्व नियमित और बारीक मात्रा में डाले जाते हैं, इसलिए देखने, पकाने के तरीके और स्वाद में कोई फर्क ही नहीं।
तो डालते ही क्यों है?
सिर्फ एक चीज पे बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, सेहत पे। Better nutrition for a better life. Start using products with +F logo from today.
मेरा नाम सतीश है और ये दुकान है मेरी, जो सन 1960 से मैं चला रहे हैं हमारे पिताजी, और उसके बाद मैं चला रहा हूँ। और इसका नाम बोरा शंकर जोड़े वाले के नाम से है मशहूर। हमारे को FSI की शुरू जो लाइसेंस मिला, उसके मैंने हाइजीन मैनेज करते हुए इस दुकान से बहुत लोगों को भोजन कराने की कोशिश करी, और उससे मैंने लाभ भी उठाया। पहले हमारी ट्रेनिंग हुई, बताया गया कि अपने हाथ धो के रखने हैं माल को, और ये जो तौलिया वगैरह है इनको 2 रोज धोना है, जो माल आपका पतीले वगैरह जो है उन्हें डेली अच्छी तरीके से सफा करना है, और कोई भी माल पूरा नहीं छोड़ना है। सबसे पहले बात, काम पे बहुत फर्क आया। जब ग्राहक देखता है कि साफ सफाई, तो ग्राहक बड़े खुश आता है हमारे पास, और ग्राहकों का प्यार ही है जो इतना काम चल रहा है।
If we go back to see what caused this heart attack, we found a toxic fat that kills over 500,000 people a year by making deadly cholesterol block your arteries. It's called trans fat, an industrially modified oil common in the baked, packaged and fried foods we eat every day. Eliminating trans fat won't change the taste or cost of our food, so let's make India's future trans fat free. For more information, log on to fssai.gov.in.
तंदुरुस्ती बहुत चीजों पे डिपेंड करती है, पर खाने के मामले में एक सिंपल फॉर्मूला है। बस यूं समझिए कि प्लस और माइनस का खेल है। देखिए, आटा, चावल, तेल, दूध और नमक खरीदते समय +F के निशान को चुनिए। ये फोर्टिफाइड फूड्स हैं जिनसे आपको संपूर्ण पोषण मिलेगा। और खाने में घी, तेल, नमक और चीनी को कीजिए थोड़ा माइनस। तो +F और थोड़ा कम, है ना सिंपल। ईट राइट, स्टे फिट, तभी इंडिया सुपर हिट। अरे रुको, खाने को एक ही तेल में बार बार तलने से पहले रुको। ये आपकी तंदुरुस्ती और वातावरण दोनों के लिए खतरनाक है।
ऐसे तेल से आपको कई खतरनाक बीमारियां हो सकती हैं। इसी तेल को कई बार फिर इस्तेमाल के लिए बेचा जाता है, जलाया जाता है या नाली में बहाया जाता है। पर अब रुको, रीपर्पस्ड यूज्ड कुकिंग ऑयल योजना में इसी तेल से बायोडीजल बनाया जा सकता है।
इसलिए रुको, जिससे आप और आपका वातावरण दोनों फिट रहें।
दुग्ध उत्पादों का एक बड़ा बाजार है, लेकिन स्वाद और सेहत के लिए जरूरी है कि दूध मिलावटी ना हो। इसलिए FSSAI लाइसेंस्ड विक्रेताओं से ही दूध खरीदें। अगर खुला दूध खरीदा जाता है तो सबसे पहले उसकी शुद्धता की जांच करनी चाहिए। 2-3 बूंद आयोडीन डालने से अगर दूध का रंग नीला पड़ जाए तो इससे स्टार्च की मिलावट का पता चलता है। कच्चे दूध को 72 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पर 15 सेकंड के लिए उबालें और फिर तुरंत ठंडा करें। दूध और दुग्ध उत्पादों को 4 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड या उससे कम तापमान पर खाद्य ग्रेड बर्तन में रखा जाए। भंडारण तापमान पर नियमित रूप से नजर रखें। माइक्रोबायोलॉजिकल और रासायनिक सुरक्षा के लिए दूध और दुग्ध उत्पादों की नियमित रूप से जांच करें। ज्यादातर भोजन को पकाने में तेल का इस्तेमाल होता है। खाद्य विक्रेताओं को बताया जाता है कि खाने के तेल को 3 बार से ज्यादा इस्तेमाल ना करें। दरअसल एक ही तेल के बार बार इस्तेमाल से उसमें टोटल पोलर कंपाउंड TPC बनते हैं। TPC अगर 25% से अधिक हो तो इससे हाइपरटेंशन, अल्जाइमर और लिवर से जुड़ी गंभीर बीमारियां हो सकती हैं। इसलिए खाना पकाने में हर बार नए तेल का इस्तेमाल करना बेहतर है। FSSAI लाइसेंस्ड विक्रेताओं से ही तेल खरीदें। खुला तेल खरीदने से परहेज करें। खाने को स्वच्छ और सुरक्षित बनाने के लिए आसपास सफाई और कचरे का सही निपटारा होना जरूरी है। वेस्ट डिस्पोजल मानकों के मुताबिक सूखे और गीले कचरे का अलग अलग निपटारा किया जाना चाहिए। सूखे कचरे को डिब्बाबंद कंटेनर या डस्टबिन में डाला जाना चाहिए। जैव निम्ननीय और गैर जैव निम्ननीय कचरे के लिए अलग अलग रंग के कूड़ेदान का इस्तेमाल किया जाए। बर्तनों में बचे खाने को ढक्कन वाले सुरक्षित कंटेनरों में डाल दिया जाए ताकि पशु, मच्छर और मक्खियां वहां जमा ना हो सकें। खाना तैयार करने की जगह पर गंदे पानी का जमाव ना हो। तरल कचरे को तुरंत नाली या सीवर में बहा देना चाहिए। उन्हें एक जगह जमा ना होने दिया जाए। इन SOPs के जरिए ही खाद्य सुरक्षा, सार्वजनिक स्वास्थ्य और पर्यावरण को बेहतर बनाया जा सकता है। और खाद्य विक्रेताओं की मदद से FSSAI इन मानकों पर अमल कराने में जुटा है।
India's traditional and local cuisines are poised to gain global recognition. To ensure food safety for both the public and tourists, the Government of India has introduced the Healthy and Hygienic Food Street program. Every region in India has a diverse range of delicious cuisines which are integral to its social and cultural fabric. Street vendors play a vital role in promoting this culinary heritage throughout the nation. Recognizing the growing popularity of street food, the Government of India has taken steps to ensure these foods are both healthy and hygienic. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, in collaboration with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, is developing healthy and hygienic food streets at 100 locations across the country. These food streets will adhere to FSSAI standards and will have clean drinking water, hand washing and restroom provisions, tiled floors in common areas, and dustbin and waste management facilities. Each food street is provided with financial assistance of ₹1 crore to establish world-class infrastructure. Model food streets have already been launched at Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh and Kadapa in Andhra Pradesh. The scheme aims to improve the safety and hygiene standards of street food, reduce diseases caused by contaminated food, preserve traditional recipes and promote food tourism. All chefs and food handlers in these food streets will be trained by FSSAI to maintain cleanliness and hygiene standards. Street food is a vital part of Indian culinary culture. Besides offering tasty food at affordable prices, it also provides employment to millions of people. Implementing FSSAI standards will enhance public trust in these vendors and strengthen their livelihoods.
In minimising disruption of international food trade. Their Joint Food Standards Programme was established and the Codex Alimentarius Commission was designated to administer the programme. And so back then in the 1960s, the founders of Codex were concerned with protecting the health of consumers, with ensuring food standards and adopted internationally agreed measures. Through harmonisation, they envisaged fewer barriers to trade and a freer movement of food products among countries, which would be to the benefits of farmers and food producers and their families, and would also help to reduce hunger and poverty. Lofty aims in the 1960s. Next slide, please. And although at that time the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, or GATT, which was the internationally negotiated post-Second World War instrument that gave rise to the World Trade